I just gave somebody a check for $10,000 and I want to do the same thing for you. If you guys want a training on how to get $10,000 in 2 weeks, we have a really cool training down below. But this training today is going to show you guys how I talk to real estate agents. It's game footage. We're going to go through, watch one of my calls. I actually have no idea which call it is. I'm going to take some notes and break it down at the end of what I could have done better, what I was thinking as I was going through the call, and how you can get better on your agent calls as well. Let's get into it.
Hello.
Hi. Are you out driving?
Yes.
Awesome. This is Pace. My team set up a call for you and I to have about the house on Keyhole.
That is correct, I think. I don't know who I was talking to.
No worries.
I remember the text messages.
Okay, cool. Catch me up to speed. How's that house going?
I mean, nothing is going. As you know, this market only subject to sells.
Why don't you sell it to me subject to?
I mean, trust me. So we had a total three.
Bro, this is like a laydown deal. This is like, are you kidding me? In like 45 seconds, it's like, the only thing that sells is sub 2. Yeah, we know. If y'all are doing cash deals out there, you want to learn how to do sub 2 deals, it's laydown city. 2025 is the year of sub 2. 71% of real estate agents did not sell a single house last year in 2024. In 2025, it's going to be worse. So real estate agents just like her are gonna be in a lot of pain. You need to learn sub 2. These are just like lap deals. They just land right in your lap.
Offers subject to.
Okay.
My seller doesn't want it.
Why not?
He doesn't want to have the loan under his belt.
Why not?
I think that he's, so we did have a very long conversation yesterday.
Okay.
And he was asking for updates.
So I just get right into it. I mean, this is like money, right? My seller doesn't want to do sub 2. Why not? Well, because blah, 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 blah. Why not? Now she's going to sit there and try and justify it. I do now remember this call, and you see how fast I get into it. I'm not going to build. Sometimes the best way to build rapport is through building credibility. A lot of people are like, oh, what's your favorite color? What, you like raisin in your oatmeal? Whatever freaking rapport thing you're doing. I'm going straight for the jugular with credibility. Why not? Why not? Why not? Oh my gosh, this guy is all about business. Holy crap, now I got to justify what I said. Oh my gosh. Why not? Why not? Why not?
The rates are up.
Hold on, let's get our spreadsheet out. Should we get our spreadsheet out?
Will pay and the reason why is not selling. And I told him, if you want a full asking price, because you're not willing to drop the price either, then it's gonna have to be a creative financing.
Yeah.
And I think he's getting there where he's extremely motivated because he's like, okay, what else can we do?
Okay.
He didn't say anything that, okay, let's move forward with the subject to, but I was actually thinking this week to reach out to some of my investors to get them to put an offer, maybe show him an opportunity, right? And maybe he can change his mind.
Do you want him to change his mind on the sub 2, or are you thinking you get some investors to submit some cash offers so he realizes how low ball they're going to be? Is that what you're thinking?
No, I was thinking sub 2 because I know he's going to want a full asking price.
I don't know what I'm going to do here, but like this is driving me wild. This lady is on the phone with me. I said, why don't you sell it to me sub 2? She says, oh, my seller doesn't want to. Why not? Well, because blah, blah, blah. Why not? Then she rattles on because I just kept, putting gas in her tank. That's what I'm basically doing. Like, okay. Putting gas in her tank, keeping her talking. She now talks herself into a corner and she says, well, I think my seller's coming around to it. Literally just said that. Then she says, I was thinking about going to my investors this week and asking them if they would do an offer, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, dude, lady, who are you on the phone with? Why are you telling me you're going to go to your other investors? Like, I don't know where I'm going to go with this, but I think what I would do is like push her in the corner and be like, why aren't you just letting me do that? You're already on the phone with me. Like, what the heck? I hope that's where I go with this. Okay. So why don't you just have me submit a sub 2 offer? Why you got to give those deals to somebody else? Gosh dang.
But I didn't know you. I don't know you.
Well, now
I do.
We're homies now. Gosh. Okay. So guys, It's okay to make light of a conversation. You don't have to be overly professional. It's welcome to 2025. We don't have to, it's like not 1981 anymore. We don't have to have like collared shirts and tucked in and all that kind of stuff and professional. Wear a hoodie and some jeans. You'll get way more deals. And say the word homie to somebody you just met 4 minutes ago, and say gosh dang and make fun of it, make light of it. This person is like any other person. They want to laugh. They want to feel the stress come out of the conversation. And so I'm jesting with her, okay? I'm having fun with her and teasing and making light of the conversation to make her feel like, wait, what? Why aren't you sending me the deals? Gosh dang, you know? I'll submit a Subto offer, get your commissions paid, okay? That's all they care about. Is the property vacant? What's going on with that?
It is. It's vacant. It's been sitting. We are ready to move forward. It's on a lockbox if you have anybody down here. Where are you located? Because you don't have a San Antonio number.
Thank goodness. I would just be eating at Burger Boy all day long if I lived there. I live in Scottsdale. Okay, so this will happen a lot. Newbies will come to me and go, hey, Pace, I am calling a different market than my cell phone, and the agents are saying something about my phone number. What do I say? And I'm like, go on Google and type in the most famous burger restaurant in that area. Everybody knows about it. And when they say something like, why aren't you a San Antonio number? Bring up the most famous burger joint and go, well, thank goodness I don't live there because I would be eating at Burger Boy all the time. She immediately is like, ha ha ha, that's funny. And I just skip over. I didn't actually have to answer the question. Does that make sense? I let Burger Boy answer the question for me and we moved on to the next thing, okay? Not everything has to be answered with like a 1981, tucked in my shirt, professional. No, just make a freaking joke about Burger Boy and move on. Yeah.
So how did you, tell me a little bit about you, because I do quite a bit of Subtos as well. And maybe we can partner up. You're gonna be my buyer.
Please, oh my gosh, yes. So my name is Pace Morby. I am actually known as the Subject to guy in the country. I'm probably the #1 Subto buyer. I own the website subto.com. I have a community of 27,000 people named Subto. I wrote the #1 book, Wall Street Journal, #1 seller on Subject to. So I love Subto deals. In San Antonio, honestly, I wish I didn't say any of that stuff, okay? Guys, I'm not that cool. I have a Casio watch and I drive a Prius. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't that cool. What I was probably doing, because I had a live audience, this is for my No One Left Behind challenge, so this is for newbies that are teeing up leads for me to call. I believe when I do this and I'm Mr. Subto and da-da-da-da-da, I'm actually showing people not to do that. Because what that does a lot of times is it makes you so credible that it makes this person feel stupid. It's not a good move. So I'm looking, I can see my eyes on the screen. I'm looking at people in the audience, like, see what I'm doing? This is not a good move. She already said, I want you to be my end buyer. We can partner up. Why did I need to go to the level of like, look how credible I am? I didn't need to do that. And I usually don't. What I like doing is actually using a fake name so people don't recognize who I am and showing you guys how to get through the conversation. What I'm attempting to do here, I believe, is to show you that's always a bad move. It's better for you to look like you're less experienced so that person feels like they come across the aisle and they're helping you. Humans like to help other humans. Make sense?
So I think I follow you on Facebook. I think I am part of your group.
Yeah, you're probably part of my free Facebook group.
Yes.
Yeah, so
I know
that's
exactly what you are.
That's me. Let's do a deal.
Nice.
I don't have a lot of properties in San Antonio. I think our company owns 35 single family rentals in San Antonio. We bought all of them Subto. So I'm familiar with it. We've got really good closing attorneys. I'm sure you do too. Okay, so a couple of things I take away from this call. We're in the call for 3 minutes and 54 seconds, okay? We've immediately stopped talking about the seller. We're now talking about opportunities where she will become my bird dog and she'll bring me more and more deals. I remember this agent. I think we've done 2, maybe 3 deals with her in San Antonio, and it wasn't this house. That's the cool thing. We stopped talking about the house. I think she still has this house listed, but she started sending us other opportunities and we bought at least 2, it might've been 3. But we're 3 minutes and 50 seconds into the conversation. And I would tell you that when you're brand new, most people are like, oh my gosh, the agent, I'm calling about the house, I have to comp the house. If you go back to the part that I said, hey, let's get out our spreadsheet. Hold on, let's get our spreadsheet out. Should we get our spreadsheet out? I always joke around with people and I go, Watch me get a deal without looking at a spreadsheet or even knowing the address. I don't know the address. You can tell I don't have a computer in front of me. I'm not comping anything. I'm not looking at any numbers. The relationship with the agent is the number one thing I want. The house is an excuse for me to call them. Massive nugget right there. Now, if you guys want to join a team, you want to get on a team like I had in my own home right there, we call that the No One Left Behind Challenge. We do this once a month where we get newbies that have never made an appointment, never made a call, and we get you actually in the action. I believe the website is joinnolb.com, and you guys can jump in and see if you can get on a team anywhere in the country. We usually have about 150 teams that are running the No One Left Behind Challenge, and you can get on a team with a closer like me. They'll close your freaking deals, which is awesome. So you don't have to know everything. You just need to take a little bit of action, set an appointment. So one of my new members in Subto set an appointment for me, and I'm the one having this conversation, okay? Familiar with the process, and I can show your buyer, I can show your seller my credibility and have him talk to sellers that sold to me subject to like 10 years ago.
So you know what I'm thinking? Okay, let's set something up because I want to sell this house and I know this is just gonna sit.
Guys, my seller doesn't want to sell Subto. Why not? Why not? Literally 3 minutes later, she goes, all right, let's set something up. I want to sell this house. It's just sitting. Okay, do not take what people say to you at face value. This is an hour-long video. I could break this all down. The psychology of why she would tell me the seller's not interested. Why? Because that person that she's working with, that seller, is probably a little bit of a pain in the, to be honest. And so for her to present a different type of option to them, she has to do, it's like fighting up, it's an uphill battle. And so she's just like, you know what? All right, well, I've got a really credible buyer that just told me, this is what I told her, I will talk to your seller and I will do the work and I will have that conversation and I'll fight the uphill battle. She immediately responds with, okay, let's set something up. I want to sell this house.
Let's be honest, this market just sucks on the regular transactions.
Yes.
Let's do this. Go ahead and submit something in writing.
Okay.
I will present it. And then I'll ask him if he can get on a call, three-way call, and I'll add you so we can discuss.
Yeah, let's do it. What other deals are you working? Besides this house, what else are you working on? How can we be friends? How can we make $500,000 together next year?
Oh, so now you're like me.
Oh, I like you.
You want to work with me?
Oh, I like you.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my plans.
Okay, this is enough. Like this one video, we're breaking this down, is enough for you to get a ton of value here on YouTube today. By the way, you got Andre, you can tell he's moving the camera around. This is not a robot, this is a guy, okay? Let him know you love him down in the comments. Subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend who sucks at negotiating. Share it with an agent that thinks Subto sucks. This agent's saying Subto is the only thing that works. Share it with somebody, share it with your mom. Tell your mom she needs to get into Subto, for heaven's sakes. Okay, why did I start out by saying, hey, are you out driving? Oh my gosh, this is one of the things I learned a long time ago, probably about 10 years ago, is as I'm calling agents or sellers, acknowledging the environment that they're in. What I do is I acknowledge very quickly, hey, sounds like you're out driving around. I'm not saying maybe this is not a good time. I'm just acknowledging that I'm aware of the stress that they're going through on the other side of that call, which then makes them feel like, oh, cool, he understands he's gonna hear road noise. I have to speak louder to the speaker. Okay, I don't have to feel like I have to justify the situation I'm in with this person. When I'm at like a basketball game and they know I'm at a basketball game and they're cool with the sound that's coming from the basketball game, oh my gosh, I can stay on the phone call. But if I'm having to like put them on mute as they're talking and I'm listening to them, and then when I wanna talk, I unmute, that's stressful. I wanna get off the call. So when I acknowledge this in the very beginning, hey, it sounds like you're out driving. I'm acknowledging her environment and her atmosphere so I can stay on the phone with her long enough and she'll actually communicate with me. Instead of saying, oh, hey, you know what, I'm kind of tied up, I'm really busy right now. It was all about acknowledging her, acknowledging the deal, talking about her seller, talking about her situation, okay? Are you driving? Huge. By the way, I want to point out to you, I have no idea what house this is when I make the call. I do not look at a spreadsheet. I do not comp. I'm trying to remind you, my friends on YouTube, it's never about the house. It's always about the relationship with that agent, okay? Then the opening line, this is huge, catch me up to speed. I've been saying this for 12 years. It's one of my like just little catchphrases a lot of people use. Hey, catch me up to speed. How's the house going? I don't even know what that means, first and foremost, but I say it. How's the house going? And oh, it sucks, she says. Immediately jumps into pain. The only thing that will work is Subto. Boom. That was 30 seconds into the call. What most newbies will do is like, hi, are you the real estate agent on 123 14th Street? So I'm a local real estate investor, and I just want to let you know I'm a cash buyer. I can close in 10 days, and I'm good at my job, whatever. She doesn't even know my name until 4 minutes into the call. Get to the shit. So, are you driving? No idea about the house. Catch me up to speed. Jump into the pain. Do not take no for an answer. I've been doing Subto for over 12 years. I did not invent Subto, but our community perfected it. Okay? We not only perfected the process, we also owned the title company that does more Subto transactions in the nation than anything else, Creative Title and Escrow. Get creativetitle.com if you guys want to open files with them. So I know that most of the time when somebody says, oh, seller's not interested, I know that that's not true. The seller's interested in selling their house. The seller's interested in alleviating the pain that they're going through, which the house is on the market for a good amount of time. Subto is really the only solution for them, okay? So at the very beginning, I promised you a training. It's about a 30-minute video on exactly how you can make $10,000 in about 2 or 3 weeks. That link is down below. And share this. Share it with your mom, share it with your dad, whoever it is, share it with whoever. Share it with an agent that sucks at their job. And hopefully you and I can do a Subto deal in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Thanks for the support. We'll see you in the next one.